Hello, I'm Francesca and you're watching Arise News Now, your fast forward to stories that affect you. Making headlines all around the world in this half hour. 59 people are confirmed dead, at least 175 injured in an attack by Somali Islamist militants on a Nairobi shopping mall. Here in the United States, New Yorkers getting ready for the General Assembly at the UN. And also, President Barack Obama will attend a memorial service remembering those killed in the Washington Navy Yard shooting. The attack by an al-Qaeda-linked militant at an upscale mall in Nairobi killed at least 59 people and wounded 175. Gunfire erupting Sunday morning from inside the building where there is a hostage standoff with Islamic extremists nearly 24 hours after they initially attacked using grenades and assault rifles. According to Kenya's Interior Cabinet Minister, forces have already rescued about 1,000 people. There are 10 to 15 attackers involved, and Kenyan forces have control of the security cameras inside the mall. Former Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga told reporters at the mall he's been told officials couldn't determine the exact number of hostages inside. Somalia's president offers his condolences to the people of Kenya. He said that we do stand shoulder to shoulder with Kenya in its time of grief for these lives lost and the many injured. Well, on the ground in Nairobi for the U.S. is Arise News correspondent Tom Walsh. Tom, what can you tell us about what is happening there now? We heard that there were more gunshots, more gunfire this morning in Sunday morning.
That's right. It seems that the Kenyan security forces are now mobilizing one final push against the remaining terrorists inside Westgate Mall. In the past half an hour, we've heard multiple gunshots and very loud explosions that seem to be indicating grenade explosions. So it seems to be a long push to try and finish this absolutely horrific ordeal, which is nearly coming up to almost 2 days now. Fully since it actually started. And it seems the Kenyan government are very, very intent on making sure that this hostage situation does not span into a third day.
And we heard that about 1,000 people, they said, were affected by this. Is that number accurate?
Yes, that's according to the Kenyan government. They say about 1,000 people have been rescued. Currently, there are estimated, though, up to 200 people who have been injured by this. And 59 people dead, including many internationals from the UK, China, from Canada and other countries as well. So it's been a huge, devastating, past 2 days for Kenya as a nation. But the country is really pulling together. We're seeing people turning out in droves to donate blood. It's been amazing seeing the country coming together, and you're seeing a lot on social media as well.
And Tom, just last point here, to walk it back a bit, why, in fact, are these Somali militants pushing into this mall here? I think they had said that they weren't happy with some of what the Kenyans had done previously. Is that correct?
Well, that's right. I mean, Kenya has a large contingent of troops inside Somalia, about 4,000 Kenyan forces who are helping alongside the Amazon forces in stabilizing the country. Now, Al-Shabaab has on numerous occasions warned Kenya to get their forces out of their country, saying there would be dire repercussions if they didn't do so. We already saw that during the World Cup bombings in Uganda. And Al-Shabaab now are claiming responsibility for this attack, saying it is because Kenyan forces refused to get out of Somalia.
Tom Walsh on the ground for us there in Kenya. We appreciate your time, and certainly we'll keep everybody updated with your reports. Thank you. Well, in other news today, twin suicide bombings killed more than 75 people at a church service in Pakistan. Sectarian violence between majority Sunni and minority Shiite Muslims is on the rise in Pakistan. The attack already fueling fears that the Christian community could also be increasingly targeted. Mexico working on rebuilding after rare storms struck from the east and west at the same time. The storms killing a little over 100 people, destroying homes, roads, and schools. Over 200 people are homeless. 60 were evacuated. President Enrique Perez Nieto canceled events and plans to travel to New York for the UN General Assembly next Wednesday, or this coming Wednesday. The president will instead stay in the disaster area to help coordinate relief efforts. French police have seized a record 1.3 tons of pure cocaine that was found on board an Air France cargo plane. A source close to the investigation says the flight had originated in the Venezuelan capital of Caracas. The cocaine, packed in 30 suitcases, has a street value of, get this, $270 million. Well, you are watching Arise News Now. Welcome back. Well, President Barack Obama is set to mourn the men and women killed in the Washington Navy Yard shooting at a memorial service in their honor. Authorities say Aaron Alexis fatally shot a dozen people. The president speaking during the Congressional Black Caucus Gala Saturday, holding firm on more talks with lawmakers on gun control.
We fought a good fight earlier this year, but we came up short. And that means we've got to get back up and go back at it, because as long as there are those who fight to make it as easy as possible for dangerous people to get their hands on guns, then we've got to work as hard as possible for the sake of our children. We've got to be ones who are willing to do more work to make it harder.
The president there pushing for more gun control. The gunman, Aaron Alexis, was shot and killed by police. Well, this week promises high drama at the United Nations as the world's leaders come together for debate and diplomacy at the 68th UN General Assembly. Topping the agenda will be the threat of military strikes looming over the hard push for diplomacy on Syria and the global debut of Iran's new president, and encounters between allies and foes all around the world. The General Assembly will run from Tuesday, September 24th to Tuesday, October 1st. We'll be right back.